Alright, hey guys, what's up? Today we are back to Hades 2. If some of you will remember, we did this a couple weeks ago, and we didn't get super far. But I'm going to be honest with you, I have been playing this a lot off camera because it's really good and I got hooked. To the point where I have pretty much maxed out the game, completed everything. So we're going to try something that I don't often do in a game like this, but I figured it might be kind of fun. We're going to see just how much difficulty I can handle. This is what we call the Oath of the Unseen. It's the successor to the original game's Pact of Punishment. Basically, every single one of these little things is a toggleable method of making the game harder for yourself. As you can see right now, I've got them all turned all the way up. Now, I am definitely not going to win a run like this, but this is where we're going to start. And every time I lose, we're just going to keep one thing disabled one at a time until I can get a win. And see how low I have to take it. Now, just a quick overview. I take double damage. Everybody has 30% extra HP. The first two hits on every enemy don't do anything. They're faster. Anybody with armor, which is a lot of enemies, will have two random perks. I'm not going to go over them all, but they can make things really annoying. They have a 50% chance to come back if I'm not paying attention. They have a chance to be from the next region, which isn't as big a deal. Because it just means that there's harder enemies earlier, but it's not that big a deal in and of itself. There's a lot more of them. Oh yeah, Vow of Scars means I can't heal at all until I turn that off. Everything is a whole lot more expensive. Oh yeah, all the mini bosses get extra lackeys basically. Let's see. Right, my first one, Boon, which is our upgrade system, is replaced with a worthless Red Onion. I have to pick my boons very carefully between Vows of Hubris and Pride because anything I don't pick I can't see again later in the night, and I lose magic if I grab things that are higher than common. Void means our main meta progression system, which is the Arcana cards, are completely disabled until I turn that down. And I have a 5-minute time limit to finish each region. Oh, and Vow of Rivals, which is, of course, every boss gets significantly buffed up in one way or another. So, yeah, this should be fun. So, a few basic ground rules. First off, we're going to be going at Fate's Whim, is what the game calls it, which means that even once I do turn my Arcana back on, I'm not going to be using any of the cards that let you use your rerolls, and I'm not going to be using any of the Olympian keepsakes that force certain gods to show up and give you your boons. Specifically, that also has an upside of letting me use these three, which are some of the more powerful keepsakes. So that might help my odds a little bit, but I'm not counting on it. And rule number 2, we are going to be sticking with, the game is going to choose our weapons basically with its Dark Thirst. Basically, this little red aura here will pop up around any one weapon after each run, and we'll start with that. I'm going to go with Aspect of Millennium, the basic one, for the first run with a given weapon, but after that, we'll see what happens. And rule 3, every time I die, something goes down. Rivals is going to stay up all the way up as long as I can keep it that way. I'm probably going to disable time first just because it's really kind of annoying to have active. So, but we'll get there when we get there. And if you have something you specifically want to see me disable or not disable, let me know. And I should point out, this is 67 fear right now. I've never beaten anything more than 16, so yeah, we'll see how it goes. And we're going to start with an Underworld run, just to see what happens. Oh, and I do have the game audio off just because it gets really janky. And there's our Red Onion. Well, that was kind of hoping for a Daedalus Hammer so we wouldn't have to do that, but oh, Whalers. Oh boy. Gah. Okay, I have to be a little more careful. Oh, shoot. I have to be a little more careful about my magic. Because I don't have any way of restoring it without my Arcana cards active. Ash, really? That's not ideal. Not ideal at all. See, without all the Vow of Wards and Vow of Grit and all that, I can usually one-shot these things. But with the special move, obviously not quite the case here. Ooh. Those green orbs are the Revenants. If I don't pick those up quick, they turn back into the enemy that dropped them. So, yay. Okay, that's a Chaos Gate. Do I risk it? Oh, I forget how long a range these Salve Spindles have. Okay. Doesn't help that they look very similar to the originals, and with the... They're only here because of the Vow of... or not Vow of Return, Vow of Menace. And I also can't... If I don't have my Arcana cards, which means I also can't turn these minor rewards into things that would help me more via the Artificer. Ooh, Zeus Spoon or Chaos? I'm gonna go with Zeus just because Chaos is too risky. Because the thing with Chaos is that their boons are pretty powerful, but they take several fights to actually come online, and during those fights, they have a curse attached to them that you have to endure before the good stuff actually comes online. Oh boy. I might not even make it to get the Zeus Spoon, so it might not matter. Oh, and also you have to pay health to even get the Chaos Spoon in the first place, so... Between all that... Oh, boy. There's more. Okay, good, golly. It doesn't help that I don't play Deskira very often, so I'm not super used to this weapon. Oh. Okay, let's see. I do need a gain boon, but... Blitz is pretty strong. We'll go with that. Hera... she's really not my favorite in terms of her core, but well, never mind. I guess it doesn't matter. Okay. Well, that is unfortunate. Okay, well. Yeah, I'm gonna be keeping a running death counter up in the corner there, but okay. And we're not really here. We're not doing, this stream isn't about the story. This stream is about the... Okay, the skull. Now, from what I have read, this here, the aspect of Medea, is often considered one of the better aspects for runs like this, for trying to do high fear. But A, I did say that I would be doing the aspect of the enemy first on any given weapon, and B, I don't want to just stick with the meta all the time. I'm gonna just see what I can have fun with. Now this one is basically an up close. It functions like sort of a well, grenade launcher if you use the Omega attack, but otherwise it's kind of like the Bloodstones from the first game. Okay, let's see. I think I'm gonna turn Vow of... Where is it? Vow of Wards down a notch, because that seemed to be part of what was causing the issue here. And we'll try again. Let's see. Yeah, let's try and at least get to the first boss on the Underworld before we start doing surface runs, right? And I do still have to be mindful of the Vow of Time. I got Howling Soul. That's nice. Yeah. So the Jewel of Palm keepsake that I have right now gives you a random boon from Hades. At the beginning of the run, Howling Soul is one of my personal favorites because it lets you, especially since they fixed its tracking, it lets you launch that little thing and launch that little soul projectile with your cast, and it tracks opponents pretty well, and the cast will move with them if it hits. So it's very nice. Okay, so Ash again. Maybe I should be doing over surface runs. That might be easier because of the way it works, but I guess we'll see. Because you can get your build online a little earlier on the surface, so maybe I might try doing that after this run because I'm already not in the greatest of shape. Okay. Okay. Let's see what we got. Festus Spoon or Daedalus Hammer? Festus Spoons are fun, but they require so much investment. Run like this, I'm not sure it's how viable it is. Jeez Louise. Okay, what do we got? What do we got? Boosted Ignition, Mega Driver, Rapid Driver. I'll go Boosted Ignition. Let's see. Oh, gee, hey, I don't have time to be hesitating here. Forgot about that. I might not survive long enough for it to matter. Okay. I really should be making better use of these warding circles, because while I'm in them, I'm basically invincible. That's useless. Ooh, Denied Dagger. That might make that. I don't think it's probably going to save the run, but it ought to be helpful in the meantime. Oh, pinheads. Okay, I know I said that Vow of Menace isn't usually that big a deal, but I'm with Vow of Hordes in play and pinheads, I might be forced to retract that because those suck. Next to these whalers, they're like my second least favorite enemy because there's just so many of them, and they're so fast. They're so annoying. Oh boy. Come on. Shoot. Okay, a little extra magic. Apollo or Hestia? The skull's not really the best of weapons to work. Oh, jeez. Oh. Well. I forgot to. So much for that. Oh well. Moving on. Okay. Oh boy, Zoraphet. Yeah, my least favorite weapon. It's not even that it's necessarily bad, but it's just so slow. Okay, and yeah, we're gonna turn the Vow of Wards all the way off, because that really hurts Jaskira. Like, really bad. So that brings our fear down to 65. And we'll just see if we can get the Hecate fight this time. And the Red Onion, Old Grudge. Oh, that does nothing for me until we get to the final boss. So that's not helpful. Okay, pick up all these Revenants. Okay, and Ash again. And I'm starting to sense a pattern here. Oof. Nope, that doesn't. That's Aspect of Charon. Doesn't. I'm trying to play like got a different aspect. That doesn't work here. Oh, I'm out of magic. How do I get it back? Ah, Revenant. I didn't see that one. Good grief. Okay. Yeah, you know, turning off the Vow of Wards only does so much. When you've still got to deal with, I think, 80% extra health. Okay, Hermes Boon. These are always nice. If I can survive long enough to get it. Oh, caskets. Oh boy, yeah, that Omega Special is usually able to deal a lot more percentage of damage than that. That was... Okay, well, travel deal, I guess. Oh, Vow of Hubris, I forgot about that. Hex might be... is always good to have if I can survive long enough for it. Armor, and they've got their perks. Oh, jeez, Miasma. Yeah, so that's one of the perks that they summon clouds of that Miasma stuff that's otherwise only shows up in the... what? Oh, I'm out of magic already. It otherwise only shows up in the morning fields and it slows you down. A costly victory. Yeah, that's about right. Okay. We're gonna have to go with Lunar Ray because Nightbloom, I don't even have enough magic to charge up properly. I mean, not that Lunar Ray is bad, but I would have probably preferred Nightbloom in this scenario. Oh boy. And I've got no way of charging up more than like once per. More than once per encounter. Because I don't have any way of getting my magic back. Oh boy. Yeah, there is a reason very few people have actually completed the max sphere, and yeah. Also, I did kind of consider starting at 0 and moving upward, but I figured that would just be boring. Well, okay. So much for that. All right. All right, let's see. Which weapon are we going with this time? K'Synth, okay. Now, K'Synth is basically just power armor. So, it's always fun to play with it, if nothing else. Now, let's see. What do we want to turn off here? Excuse me, jeepers. You know what? Return's not that big a deal. Let's go Vow of Grit, because that's annoying. Alright. Let's just see what happens. Okay. You know, I'm just realizing that might not have been as big of a thing as I thought, because K'Synth is very magic reliant, very magic heavy, at least the way I usually play it. But is there something else? Oh shoot! Okay. Coins are worth significantly less on a run with Vow of Poverty enabled, but at the same time Chaos is risky because I can't heal. I don't have time to be sitting around here trying to decide. I keep forgetting about that. Got to be a little more choosy about how I use the Omega moves. But the shield you get when you're charging the Omega attack does make it a little... It does give you a little breathing room. Not a ton, but it's something. You know. Oh, geez, pinheads. Pinheads and whalers, great. Yeah, the caskets are kind of a problem on when you're running this high heat too. Ooh, Demeter. Okay, if I can get freeze on my attacks, that could buy me some breathing room. For sure. But... or secondarily, if I can get it on my special, that would be okay. Not as good, but it would be okay. It would be helpful to some extent, at least. Alright, what do we got? Ice Flourish. Okay. Tranquil Gain. Ooh. That would be good, but... that might be useful, I don't know. But... oh, hi, Nan. Ooh, most runs I would take that, but I can't afford that. Nice try, Nemesis. Maybe I should have gone for Arachne, because this is what killed me last time. I guess we'll see. Or, boy. And I'm out of magic. Great. Ooh. Jeez Louise. Well. Okay, so that guy is a bit of a problem. Oh well. And the Zoraphid again. Okay, well, as I said, I'm going to start with using Millennium, but we're going to work our way down the list here. Since we've already used Millennium's aspect on Zoraphid, we're going to go with Charon. Which... let's see. me turn the Vow of Pain down a little. So I'm not taking quite so much damage. Now, the thing with Charon is you can use your Omega Special to turn the cast into a big boom. We call it the Cleave cast. Ooh, Howling Soul again. That's always nice. Okay, what do we got? Of course, it doesn't make it any faster. And of course, I can't do that more than once per room because I don't have very much magic, and I don't have any way of getting it back. Okay, we're turning the Vow of Void down by at least one rank next run because that is driving me bonkers. My muscle memory is not helping here because I got used to when I play that I just spam the cast and then make a special. Can't do that when I've got no magic. Okay. Poseidon spins could be useful. Great. You know, think about it. I'm not sure that can the Vow of Forfeit replace Daedalus Hammers and Hexes? I'm not sure if it can. I might have just gotten unlucky with that being what that if it can, that would explain. I'm not sure. I guess we'll see. You would think by now I would have learned that dashing cancels the Omega attack. Floodgate, not that great for this, but because of the amount of fear I've got. Wave Strike, though, could be useful. Ooh, extra health or extra magic? Time. Magic, I guess. Probably should have gone with health. Too late now. And I am completely out of magic, so no more Omega moves for this round. Oh, jeez. That's one of the more annoying things from the Vow of Fangs, is that one there is immune until everything else in the room is dead. Okay. The one thing that is nice with Zorfet is that it does still hit fast enough, if only barely, that you can manage to that you can manage to actually keep your enemies stun locked if they don't have armor, if you can land a hit without getting hit burst. Oh, missed the timing. Dang it. Lunar Raid is... the mini-boss has been the death of me multiple times, and the armor might come in handy. Let's just see what happens. Hello, Arachne. Emerald Dress would be great right now if I didn't have Vow of Scars. And but it's still the one that offers the most armor, so probably my best option. Oh, and other ground rule I forgot to mention. We're not going to be trying to fight Super Boss during any of these runs because, yeah, that's just not going to end well. Can't afford a boon. Not that Hess boons ain't great for the axe anyway. I guess I'll buy what I can. Oh, this one's not so bad generally, but I may regret saying that. Oh boy. It's not so bad when you're, not at 64 heat with Vow of now whichever one it is, the one that makes this guy have all these extra servants. Oh, come on, how many are there? Do they just keep spawning until it's dead? Ugh. And I lost almost all of my armor in just that one fight. Great. Nectar, that's largely useless. Great, okay. Yeah, at this point... Oh, hi, Nam. That might actually be worth it because I'd be gaining more than I'd lose. Go Ash. Get a little extra health out of that. Not much, but it's something. And enhancing max health is the only way I can increase my current health. So. Okay, doing pretty decent actually, surprisingly. I do like Lunar Ray, it's just fun. You get the right upgrades with it, especially if you can get the Apollo Godsent and the Trinity upgrades. You can really, I'm out of magic. Really shred through health. Ah, crap, I'm out of time. Well, that's a good sign, though, at least, kind of. If only because it means I lasted long enough for that to kick in now. Wait, 24. Oopsie. Oh, I see what happened here. It's 5. Well, just keep right on going. And what do we got? Ah, Ignium, the flames. Okay, well, they're very magic heavy. Alright, like I said, I'm gonna turn the Vow of Void down a little and switch over to this setup. I do have setups for each level of that Vow ready to go. Okay, now this is nice because I now have the Strength Arcana card, which can, at the very least, let me tank a few things. Maybe a little bit more, and deal out a little more damage. And... okay, what do we got? Ooh, Wolfhowl. Wolfhowl's fun. Charges pretty quick, too. At base. Although not as fast as it ran, I don't think, but it's pretty good. Alright. Well, we're off to a much better start now. Okay. Ignia might be making this a little more manageable. And I'm not going to risk chaos. Okay, so that answers the question, I guess. I'm assuming that's what that means. That no, it cannot replace Daedalus hammers, so that's nice, or hexes. So let's go with something I can be certain I can actually benefit from. Even if it does mean delaying, oh dear, getting the problem until later. Crud. Okay. Now. Okay. We're doing pretty decent. Enduring Coil, Leaden Blaze, or Dividing Blaze. We'll go Leaden Blaze. That one's pretty good. Jeez Louise. Okay. Oh, that is one of the worst possible enemies to have that vacuum perk. These crabs are kind of annoying, but might as well. Not going to get anything out of it, but oh jeez. Okay. Okay, well that was useless. It's also useless. I can't buy anything useful in the shops. Well, the rest of the mini boss. Come on, what the? This guy really is the more obnoxious of the Artis mini bosses. Okay, there we go. Okay, that could be useful. Oh, Vow of Hubris. You'd think by... not used to that yet. Artemis! Hey, okay. Always nice to see. And it pauses the timer, so that's a nice little perk, if only because she makes this take a whole lot longer, but just by virtue of spawning a lot more enemies. And yeah, that would be nice if I could actually use it, but thanks, Artemis. I appreciate the effort. Crud. Evidence. Oh, now the timer starts up again. Okay. Sorry, kicked the underside of the desk there. Didn't mean to do that. Okay. Okay, I can't afford to prime more than I absolutely must. I don't take this one very often, but it might be a better option on this run. We'll go with that. Fate Fabric is a minor bonus. Okay. Oh boy, okay. Oh geez, shifters. That's one of the more... I feel I've said that about several of them, that really is one of the more annoying perks. I just keep warping around the battlefield. Okay, I think that should be it. Never mind. Extra magic or coins? Could use some coins. Oh boy. Oh, that's not good. Yeah, we're in trouble. Crap. Okay, well, I definitely don't have the time to try and be doing the moon monument thing. Yeah, there's no way I'm surviving it this way. But I'm already out of time. And yeah. Okay. Okay. So I think that tells me that the next thing to go is going to be at least one level of the Vow of Time. Ah, the Minoros. This is actually my favorite weapon, so I'm not going to complain about that. Especially since they don't rely on magic near as much. Okay. Turn the Vow of Time down a little. And that brings us down to... I forgot to update Fear a couple times, haven't I? 57 Fear, I do believe. So... let's just see what happens. Sure Shot, Flurry, Sudden Flurry, Final Slice. We'll go with that. Anything that doesn't rely on the Omega moves. If at all possible. Okay. Moving on. That being said, even when I do use Omega moves, they don't take as much magic as a lot of other... as most of the weapons do for those, so... which does mean it takes a little longer to charge up my Hex, but a small price to pay. I don't even have a Hex yet, so right now it doesn't matter. That doesn't matter. It's since I'm not going to get the boon anyway. Useless. Okay, well, speaking of hexes, let's see what we got here. Oh, oh boy. Those are really big whalers. Again with foul fangs. Jeez. Okay, what do we got tonight, Selene? Night Bloom, Total Eclipse. Oh, Moonwater's useless. So Night Bloom or Total Eclipse? I'll go Night Bloom. Which summons up an enemy that... Oh, hello again, Nemesis. Nope, I don't think so. Yeah, go ahead. You can take the shock door, Nem. I'm not. It's of no use to me. Oh, geez, it's the root stalker. Gah. Oh, that's okay. Jeez Louise. Ooh, Grizzly Game. That's actually pretty good for the Minoros. I can kind of gather steam and get back my magic. Ooh, jeez. This is one of those rooms where I just have to try and make sure that I can find what I'm looking for. I guess. Oh, I popped it over there already, didn't I? Let's see if I can find any magic. No, I shouldn't be wasting magic. I shouldn't be wasting time like this. Fountain room, that would be nice if I could actually use it, but oh well. At the very least, it's one less fight to deal with, and it's one less opportunity to get hit. Ouch. Ugh. Oh, gee, how many of them are there? Oh, Valve Hordes. This is posing a bit of a problem. It just takes so long to get through one single encounter. Okay, I'll go with that. Extra magic. Boy, there's more. Okay, well, just keep on summoning. Oh, geez. Okay. Hey. Oh, this is eating up my time. Oh boy, okay. Come on. Artemis again, okay, takes a slight bit of pressure off the time limit. Oh boy, but not much off anything else. Oh boy. Yeah, one of those evenings indeed. Sure, why not? Is that do I have enough? I don't actually know how much I need. Oof, I do not. Well, the armor is nice at least. Okay, made it to the boss with 2 minutes to spare. That's interesting. Of course, it's Valve Rivals Hecate. Oh boy. Ooh, dark side, great, okay. I was really hoping she wouldn't pull that one. Oh, let's choose this one. No. As I keep track of which one's the real one isn't hard enough. Oh boy. Well. Still though, we're making progress, right? That's the furthest I've ever gotten on it. So, you know, we take those. Okay, back to Ignium. Now I'm gonna be honest, I don't play the other aspects of Ignium very often, so I guess we'll see what happens. Aspect of Moros. Now, to my understanding, the way you're kind of intended to play this is basically like this, but I could be wrong. I don't know. Okay, let's turn the Valve Scars down a notch. Actually, that doesn't do me any good without some of my Arcana cards. So you know what? Let's turn Void down a little. We'll just keep her going. And we're at, what are we at? 56 heat now. Ignium, like I said, is a very magic hungry weapon, but with that, it actually works quite nicely with Incendiary Circle for that reason. Which it summons those green soul urns that act like traps for enemies, basically. Anytime you use like 60, I think, magic total. we got? Oh, okay. The hippos aren't that big a deal. Just mildly annoying more than anything. The caskets are kind of a pain, but we'll survive. You know, I'm an idiot. I forgot to actually change my Arcana after I turned off the Vow of the Void. Well, that's helpful. Sheesh. Well, we'll see how far we can get with this run, I guess, even though it's about the same as it was last time. Actually, you know what? Meh. We're gonna do this proper. Let's start it over. Switch up to this set, which gives me a little more to work with. Alright. Now let's try that again. Not that it's probably going to change a whole lot, because it's still the same seed and all, but... Wait, was I getting lurkers earlier? It might have changed something. I don't know. I don't know. Revenants. Okay. These sob spindles. They look so similar to the normal spindles, but they have so much more range. They're deceptive. Oh, coins. Oh, that's helpful. Great. Okay. Just having the Unseen Arcana card makes me so much less worried about running out of magic. Because I can actually regenerate it without needing, you know, a game boon. So that's nice, at least. Come on, come on, come on. Oh, jeez, it respawned. Okay. We'll go Apollo. These boons are just generically pretty useful, especially. But they can have their uses for God, careful on that. You don't have the one that makes you channel faster, so that's why. No wonder I must have already screwed me over. Okay, well, let's see what you got for me, Apollo. Nova Flourish, Solar Ring, Lucid Gain. I'll go Lucid Gain. That's pretty nice for the flames. It's Rootstock again. Joy. Ah, that's stupid. Why do those stupid needles stun you? Like, no, there's so few attacks in this game that does that. Why is that one of them? I get it with the roots. Like, that's on me for not avoiding them, but those stupid needles. Ooh, Flutter Strike. Oh, Vow of Hubris. Ugh. Well, it's not that bad. Nope. Not worth it. Come on, come on, come on. Oh, boy, okay. A new moon always rises. Well, this is true. Totem Eclipse. Probably not the optimal call, but eh. Okay. Daedalus Hammer. Okay. Oof. And a Fountain Room again that I can't make any real use of. Ooh, Sudden Burst. Sudden Burst is fun because it's part of one of the most fun types of builds I've ever managed with Ignium. Namely, one that can let... What the... Oh... Why do they have so many stacks of... Well... Jeez Louise. Okay. I'm gonna just keep turning Vow of Void down because... Okay, we're back to... Now, I did say Medea is supposed to be one of the more powerful ones, so... The way it works is you like load them all up and then you load them up like this and then it will pop when you hit something with your specials instead of firing normally. Okay, let's turn Vow of Void down a notch, which puts us at what? 55 heat. We're getting there. We're working our way down. But hey, we're making progress. We made it, well, not last run, but we made it to Hecate once already, so... Right, let's go fix up my Arcana. You know what, actually? Let's go with that. Wait, I don't... That might have been another thing to do. Ah, well. Whatever. Doesn't matter. Little grudge. Okay, well, that's useless. I will say, Aspect of Medea is quite fun to play. Meta or no. It's just... I mean, it can... You saw it even with... It can deal some serious damage if you Alpha Strike it properly. And it's got pretty good explosive range, too. Of course, you don't have to worry about getting the shells back. But... normally I go for the Hex, but Aspect of Medea is such that the wide grain data tamer is extremely important to making this work at max capacity. Or at max efficiency, I should say, because the way that the way that this aspect works makes possess array. Oh, that could actually be pretty good. Not what I was looking for, but could actually be quite useful. Oh boy, okay. So the other nice thing about Medea is that it does kind of deal all the damage at once, but it does it in such a way that it's technically 4 separate blasts, which means it can bypass armor. Yeah, we'll go with that. Let's just see. Ooh, yeah, that's a huge upgrade in distance. We'll take that. We might actually be doing okay so far. I don't have enough to buy anything, so I guess we'll get another Apollo boom. If we survive this fight, which we haven't the last few times. Where'd he go? Oh, I forget just how powerful Acid and Medea is. This might get us our first win at this rate. Sure, Noah Flourish, why not? You know, I'm starting to realize why they use this so much for high heat runs. This is working out quite nicely. That might be worth it. I don't have time for that. Okay. Yeah, that works quite nicely with the Possessed Array thing. Lets you recharge most of your mana, most of your magic by the time so it can fire it off again immediately. I like that. Oh boy. We'll go with Arachne. A little extra armor is always nice, and it might be something useful besides. Okay, channeling faster, that could have its uses. Okay. Oh boy. One at a time. to buy much of anything useful, is it? I don't think. Ugh. Man. Okay, let's see what we can do. Yay. The Twilight Curse. Okay, this is a little bit much. Where's the real one? She's right there. The fun thing about Hecate is that pretty much everything she does is a variation on a move that Mel actually has. Like, most of it is just hexes that Mel can actually use, or a variation on the Umbral Flames themselves. And okay, that's our first boss, so... it's something at least. Not that I am probably going to make it all that much further, but... I'm not probably going to get to use this, but... yeah. Okay, well. Let's see how far we can get into Oceanus. Probably not very far, considering I'm at 5 health, but... well, I can't even try to go into the Chaos Gate, so... come on now. Where'd my shells go? This might have something that's of use. Guess we'll find out. Well, boon or more health, I need the extra health. With the inavailability of healing. Okay. Just keep on leveling up Cardio Strike so I can have as much of that as possible. Right, it's one boon per region that gets replaced with the... Whoa! Oh boy. Oh, this is not good. Jeez Louise. Seeing as Moonwater is useless and Darkside kinda sucks. A little better. Oh boy. Oh, and I thought Hecate's duplicates were problematic. Sheesh. Okay. Yeah, like I said, pinheads, they're just so freaking fast. It's obnoxious, and they come in such great numbers. Like, even with the Valve Hordes off, they're obnoxiously numerous. Honestly, it's what makes the last phase of a Skilla fight so annoying. Okay, well, I think that's enough for me to buy a boon. Oh, I still have a few of this. Screw it. Well, we made it all the way to Skilla already. That's further than I expected to make it, to be perfectly honest. And our rivals, so they got the whole kiss get up going on. Well, that didn't last long. Well. So much for that. Alright, back to the flames again. We'll try Aspect of Eos. So, the way this works is the Omega attacks do that with the Daybreaker thing instead of normal. And that will, any special you use, it'll automatically mimic. Up to and including your Omegas. Which is actually kind of neat, but... Okay. Let's just turn Vow of Void the rest of the way off. And that means I can go back to my usual set of Arcana. And yeah, we're gonna just keep doing the Underworld until we get a win. Alright, Daedalus here. Ooh, Howling Soul. Howling Soul is nice. Let's see. Sudden Burst, Leaden Blaze, Inverted Blitz. We'll go Sudden Burst. This aspect is even arguably more magic hungry than the others. Partly because it costs more magic to actually. Oh, I have Artificer now. Yes, that means I can replace some of these crap drops with some things that might be actually useful. And it doesn't matter which one I go to because it's going to get replaced with the onion anyway, so that's irrelevant. But Hephaestus spoons, okay, that could be fun. One thing about Ignium is it does have probably the best consistent range out of any weapon in the game. You don't say. Ooh, okay, strike. I gotta be careful about Vow of Hubris, but rarity and levels are particularly important for half boons, and I cannot just stand around here talking. I've got to get moving. Oh boy. Anyway, they're particularly important for half boons because they can drastically reduce the amount of time it takes for the blast to recharge, because that's his whole that's like his whole thing. I don't have enough to buy anything useful, so an Apollo boon it is, and the mini boss. Which one is it? It's the Shadow Spiller. Probably the least annoying of the three, but still annoying. Okay, his armor's broken. He's a non-issue now. There we go. Solar Ring, Blinding Rush, Perfect Range. No Blinding Rush. And Arachne. Looks like I get a choice this time. Wait a sec. And we're down to 54 heat now. I keep forgetting to update that. Okay. Hex. Now, effects like those that go on a magic per second stop working when you're trying to channel, and that's almost all the time with the flames, or I would take that. I don't have a hex. We'll just take the one that gives the most armor. Alright, Uncle Poseidon, what you got? If I could get cardio gain back from Hestia like I had last run, it's really good for the flames up to a certain point. When you get past the point where, and this is entirely possible as I found out, once you get past a certain point where where literally every shot is an Omega attack, it becomes less good, but ooh, Sea Star. Sea Star is great because you can start duplicating boons, well, not boons, but anything that's not boons or Daedalus hammers, basically, including Paths of Stars. So which are the things you use to upgrade your hex. It's obviously it's chance based, but in my experience, I feel like it procs a lot more often than it's more often than you would think, given the stated odds. That might just be confirmation bias, but either way, it's a nice thing to have. Whalers. What are those called? Thorn Reapers or something? And one last transform. Okay. Hex. Hexes are always nice to have. Of course, you know, there's always some upgrades that don't work with particular aspects. But well, Moonwater is useless. Darktide really isn't that great, so Wolfhowl it is. Alright. Oh, hello again, Nemesis. Oh, it's free for once, thank you. Not that it does me a darn bit of good, because that was one of the ones that doesn't restore the health with it, and I can't buy health, or I can't restore health, so that was useless. Oh well. AC retreat, mean streak, success rate. Really for the sake of C-Star, that might be useful. Wolfhowl, oh come on. She always teleports right as you try to use your hex. It's really annoying. Oh, the Daybreaker's burst attack can trigger the Hephaestus Blast. Interesting. I did not know that. So we just keep charging our attacks until the Omega pops for the Daybreaker. Oh, there goes my dress. At the very least, the one saving grace is that she doesn't turn invincible during Darkside the way you do if you were to use it, because, boy, that would suck. Yay, Twilight Curse. Ugh. And of course, her Total Eclipse blast that she keeps using. And her Night Bloom is what she uses to summon these witches. Like I said, she can use pretty much every curse, every hex that the player can use, bar like Moonwater, I think is the only one she can't use that I can think of off the top of my head. She can use Lunar Ray, she can use Wolfhowl, Total Eclipse, Night Bloom. Yeah, I mean, Phase Shift. She can't use Phase Shift. Because messing with time, with the flow of time, is a Chronos ability, not a Hecate ability. You know, let's switch things up. I normally go with this, but Vow of Hubris makes the calling card less worth it. What the hey, let's go with the Concave Stone. Get myself some more boons. That, now that I think about it, might also cause issues with the Vow of Hubris, but we'll see. Wolf Howl. And there's the star. Extra boons or Path of Stars? I'll go Path of Stars, seeing as... Balders, those are terrible to have here. They're mildly annoying in the morning fields, but with the tiny spaces in Oceanus being the way they are, they're kind of a problem. Ugh. Wolf Howl. Wolf Howl is really nice because, I mean, for one thing, it's just free damage. For another, you're completely invincible during the animation. And it charges up pretty quickly, even with the upgrades that make it take longer. Okay, so what do we got? Oh, right, I can get a Godsend. Brutality, that's nice. What do we got here? Lethality, duality, maybe? No, vicinity. Vicinity is good. I don't have enough upgrades to get to the Godsendness, so I'll go with vicinity because that's always a good upgrade to have. Just makes it hit. Ooh, makes it hit in a wider area. And C-Star. And now I can have a Godsend only once, but I can. I probably shouldn't be doing this. Great, that was a mistake. Okay, well. Let's flatten them, Witchy. Alright. Wolf Howl is one of my favorites. It's just fun to use. And beyond, you know, all the reasons why it's also a pretty good hex in general. Okay, that'll extra max life. We got Demeter Boon that's going to be replaced. I don't have the time really to be trying it. Oh, it's the King Vermin. Uh-oh. Jeez. Oh. He's got backup. Right. Vow of Shadows. Ooh, that's not great. Where'd he go? Okay. That could have gone a whole lot worse. Gee, thanks, Uncle Poseidon. That's just what I would have wanted you to proc that on. The useless red onion. Oh well. Oh, hey, Artemis. Oh, this Godsend Hex is just such fun. Of course, the thing is you can only get it Godsend once per encounter, twice if you in boss encounters if you get the upgrade for that I haven't gotten yet, but not that big a deal. Considering how fast it charges, it would probably be a little much if you could make every single time have the Godsend effect. Whereas with the Greater Call, you had to, in the last game, you obviously had to wait until the entire thing was charged, which took a lot longer than it was ever going to take to get this up to max. Alright. Vital Signs. Ooh, support fire. And lethal snare, okay. Narcissus again. These are also nice because they pause the timer, so. Alright, same as last time. Hey, hey! You see what I mean about C-Star popping more often than not, even at low levels? It seems like it always does. Quite often. It's a very useful boon. Oh boy. Come on now. Ooh, those steam things are kind of a bit of a problem. Oh, I'm running low on time. Alright, what you got for me now, Poseidon? Sure, Flood Gain, why not? I think I have just enough to buy a boon. And I do believe this should be the boss fight again, so let's see how it goes. Ooh, Ice Flourish. I gotta be careful about what I'm doing with the Vow of Hubris, though. Ugh. Ouch, Mel. Goodness. Careful what you're wishing for. I know you guys can't hear it because the audio gets janky when I try to use the setup, but they really do have some great songs. And if you do it. Okay. Get rid of Cribus's tentacles. I've focused on Roxy already. So, and Oh, I didn't realize we had knocked Jetty out already. Okay. Now, usual plan, get rid of Roxy first, which this fight makes a little more difficult by default, but because of crap like that, we don't want that. Once she's out of the way, the fight gets a little easier, in theory. Okay, she's down. Let's try and get rid of Skilla. Okay, Skilla's out for this round. And I think we got Jetty already because I don't see her anywhere, so just use getting rid of some of Cribus's tentacles again. And last phase is arguably the most annoying in either version of the fight because she just keeps summoning things. Okay. Hey. Well, that's progress. Switch over to this. What did we get? Enduring Coil. That works. It's nice for this build. Nothing here that's useful. To the fields. Honestly, for as high as my fear level still is, I'm surprised I've made it this far. But I'm not going to complain. Okay. bow real quick. Okay. And all these extras that keep getting drawn in. What's even those stupid skulls are obnoxious in Tartarus and they're obnoxious here. Okay. This should be fun. Now, where's the Okay, and that is about as low as I can get the recharge on that. So... Okay, I'm not even gonna bother going for the Ash. Let's just get out of here. It doesn't really matter which one I go for because it's gonna be the same in either way. It's the Queen Lamia. Mildly annoying. Oh, what the? Oh, right. She's got backup too. Alright, now we just... There she goes. Okay. Where's the... Okay, Echo. Echo has some useful stuff. Let's see. I would normally take that, but... You know what? We'll go with that. Okay, extra Daedalus hammers, always nice. Yeah, Wolfhowl really is one of the better ones when it comes to clearing out like crowds of mooks. It's not as good for boss battles as like Lunar Ray can get, but it's still pretty decent. Rising Helix, Mega Blaze, Melting Helix. We'll go Mega Blaze. Oh, there's the bow, finally. Let's see. Urgency, meh. Hunger. Instinct. Oh, geesh. It's the non-mini boss version of the Stalker that's arguably just as annoying. That is a lot of Lamii. Good golly. get away from that thing and it'll be aggro. But, or so I thought. Guess I was wrong. It really is funny how the Wretched Thugs went from being like one of the first weakest enemies in the game to an endgame enemy in this game. Which, you know, of course it has to do with the fact that Tartarus is the first stage in the original game and dead last in this one. What do we got? Okay, I've got enough to buy some stuff. Not much, because thank you, Vow of Poverty, but Denver Boon. Plentiful Forage, well, that's not in use. Cold Storage, Frosty Veneer. I might be able to work with that, actually. Obviously, it's not going to pop immediately because I'm missing one, but if I can get past Serby, it might be workable. I forgot how obnoxious the arena is. Alright, Hephaestus, let's flatten him. And there goes our armor. Here we go. Ooh, now that's just fun. Okay. Oh, jeez, I forget he gets so many ward hits. When he pops back up during this phase. Wait, what? Okay, that was weird. He doesn't usually. Okay. Come on now. Crud, crud, crud. You'd think Lernie would have taught me to pay attention to where I'm going with the lava, but no. Not used to it being a thing in this game because it's not anywhere else except for the occasional Asphodel trap. You know, Oceanus. Okay. Okay, we are honestly doing better than I would have expected. How's that? Where's that Echo Boon? Here it is. Doing pretty decent still. Makes me think I might want to. Well, I don't know. Might not be worth it. Okay, so normally I go Knuckle Bones here, but I wonder. Silken Sash might be better for me in the long run here. Because I can't heal, but there's nothing that says I can't gain armor. Oh, and I've only got 10 minutes to get this whole section done. Between that and the Echo Boon, I'm probably going to not take the offshoots to the loot route. This is something I like really need to get a hold. How have I gotten this far without a cast boon? I'm just not realizing this. That doesn't happen very often. It has something to do with Battle Forfeit, I'm sure. Those stupid shield satyrs. Okay, I know what I said, but I'm going to make an exception because A, it pauses the timer, and B, Hades boons are just really powerful. Should do a little more than that. Wait a second. I forgot they changed this. It's not affected by Vow of Scars anymore. Ooh, that might get us a win. That might genuinely help us win this. I forgot about that, but that could... I mean, look at this. I'm getting most of my health back. Granted, I just used up most of the balance that gives you to do so, but still, at this point, I'm not taking absurd amounts of damage, and with Arachne's Keepsake, I might be able to actually go in at full health. Which I did not expect, but I'll take it. Alright, like I said, I'm not going to be going after offshoots, especially since I've got no real reason to. With the Vow of Denial, or... yeah, no, Vow of, actually, no, Vow of Denial probably does have something to do with why I haven't gotten a cast one yet. But no, the Vow of, I can't think of it. The Red Onion one. With that active, there's no point in me going after boons because there's not going to be enough here to get... I mean, unless the Trial of the Gods shows up, it's just not going to be worth it. Ooh, and would you look at how much health I just restored? Okay, where's the... I don't see any more enemies. Ugh, there it is. Okay, moving on. The real trick is going to be Cronus' stage 3. Because the first two are pretty manageable even with Vow of Rivals. Obviously, they're a good bit harder, but I think I can probably handle it. Phase 3, we'll see. Of course, trying to get this done as quickly as possible for multiple reasons. Okay, we're almost there. So many of them. Yeah, we really did luck out with that life tax boon because that may have genuinely just saved this run. I don't think if we hadn't gotten that, I don't think we would have had any chance. But now I think we might actually have a shot at this. If I can get there in time to not die. Okay. Okay, so I've got 6.5 minutes before I start taking continual damage from the Vow of Time. Not that that does anything for me, but I can't afford anything else. Okay, 6.5 minutes to get this right. And if we win, then I honestly, I'll be surprised. I didn't think I could, I did not expect to win on heat level this high, but I'll take it. If I can get it. You know, I find that funny, but then one of the things he says when you advance to stage 2 is, my patience has limits. Like, which is it, old man? Okay. Now, the Lover's Arcana just bought me a little bit of time, but not much. And you do gotta be a bit more careful with his mooks because they do that when they die, which they don't in the normal fight. Ah, crud. Ugh. That is so annoying. Okay. Oof, he doesn't summon those very often. That might be a part of the Battle of Rivals, I guess, but I'm not sure I've ever seen him summon a Thug. I've seen him summon the Gold Wraiths and the Satyrs before, but the Rigid Thugs, that's new. Then again, I might just be misremembering, who knows. Okay, almost there. Okay, now that's phase 1. There's still 2 more to go, and we've got 4 minutes. Okay, now we just gotta dodge the 1 hit. Ooh, I forgot he chains them. Okay, yeah. Yeah, I forgot that he chains them together back to back like that in the Vow fight. And that's like the one thing about running strength and not death, is that without Death Defiances, I cannot afford to take a hit from that. If I get hit by that, it's game over. Ooh, same with this one. You just gotta make sure you're in the safe zones. And he sent a bunch of these things in this version of the fight. Okay, but we need to get rid of those as quickly as possible, because obviously having them healing him is going to be an issue. Okay. Phase 3, the end of time. Ooh, and he spams all of these all over the place. Got 2 minutes to get this done. Oh, ringers, right. I forgot he summons those little stupid freaking things. Come on, come on, come on, come on. Oh, it's hard to keep track of which one's the real one, too. Dang, come on. Come on, how did I miss? Dang, I thought we had a shot. So close. Man. Well. Okay, Luminoros. Yeah, we'll go with that. You know what? Nah. I'm gonna go with the Aspect of the Morrigan because it's just fun. So basically, you hit it with your attack, your special, and then any Omega move, and it deals a whole lot of damage at once. Wait. I forgot to turn down the fear. Let's try that again. Sheesh. Okay, so yeah, you know what? The Battle Scars is part of the problem here. So I might, yeah, we'll turn that off. Well, not all the way, but we'll turn it down. Which brings us down to 52 heat. Now, normally the Blood Triad thing isn't really worth bothering with just for mooks, but with the Vow of Grit, I think it is the one that makes them have extra health still active, that's a little less true. Okay, and I have life tax early this time, which is nice. Doesn't mean I want to get reckless with it, but okay, a little extra health, always nice. Alright, a Zeus Spoon, let's see what we got. Now, the Aspect of the Morrigan does not hit as fast as the Aspect of Milanoui. I mean, that's a thing with most hidden aspects, they tend to be slower, but Heaven Strike, that's always nice. Blitz is basically status effect that makes it deal extra damage. That cloud that you show up above them, it'll go off in a lightning strike either after like I think 4 seconds or after they take enough damage. Okay, so got it. Okay. Okay, life tax is a huge game changer. I mean, okay, Hera, not my favorite, but we'll go fine line. Hestia, why not? Ouch. Oh, that's smart. Okay. Well, that could have gone a whole lot worse. Yeah. Ooh, cardio game. Yes, cardio game is good. Oh, no, I would have been able to actually say that if I had. Okay, I still don't have enough to buy a boon because of our poverty. So. Okay, well, that one's gotta go. That's gonna be a whole thing, isn't it? Okay. The Blood Triad is so much fun. You can't usually... Most mooks don't even have enough health to proc it most of the time. Normally, so it is actually kind of fun to play with the Val Grit just for the sake of that. Running the one time. Not the greatest of aspects for this about time. I didn't think that through. Now, this isn't really going to come into play until life tax wears off, but once it does, the Wayward Son Arcana will finally be actually useful because now that I've turned the Vow of Pain, or the Vow of Scars down a notch. Okay, not some personal Hestia, but Hera is a pain to have annoyed at me. And sorry, just got somebody checking on me. We had some technical difficulties, so they were just making sure that we weren't continuing to have technical difficulties. Next is Rush. We'll go engage it ring, I guess. Hestia's little fire stuff is a little more manageable than... oh dear. It's a little more manageable than Hera's constant spamming of Fine Line. If you want some idea of what Hera does, that little rift there, that I just summoned with her boon, she spams those constantly, and it's such a pain. Like, I thought Aphrodite was a pain in the butt. She's worse. Flame Flourish. Ooh, Glowing Coal. Glowing Coal is always nice. And a Hex. If I can get Total Eclipse. Or Night Bloom. Night Bloom would be good too. Or Twilight Curse. These are the ones that I could get God Sent with my current gods. Hestia for Total Eclipse. Hera for Night Bloom. Zeus for Twilight Curse. Oh, crud. Oh dear. Oh dear. Crud, we didn't even come close to it. Time wasn't an issue last time. Crap. Okay, well there's no way we're winning with that being... We did get Total Eclipse though. Great. Okay, yep. Should have known better. Yeah, there's no way we're going to be... yeah, like I said about Lunar Ray. Okay, yep, we're dead. It's official. Yeah, there is no way. Crud. Dead gummit. Dang it. I forgot that data last time. I think that puts us at 12. Give or take. Woo, okay. What do we got? We're back to the Skira. Okay. What the heck? We'll try Cersei's aspect. No, wait, I think that is 11 that we were at. Okay. Let's see. Okay. Well, let's turn the Vow of Time down a little, shall we? Jeez. Now, the thing about Cersei is that anytime I use my cast, that little Psychic Leash pops up, and Phrynos, the frog, or whatever familiar I have equipped, will also use that cast. Which, of course, means I want to be aiming for a cast boon as soon as possible here. Preferably something like Hestia's. Although, this could be a good build for Hera's too. we got in terms of Daedalus hammers? Let's see. Okay, we got Rapid Thrasher, Rapid Moonshot, Shimmering Moonshot. We'll go with Rapid Thrasher. Ooh, Aphrodite usually has some decent boons. If I could get Glamour Gain. Oh, so many Revenants. Good golly. What's this? Glamour Gain, perfect. Okay. So that, like, restores just anytime there's enemies around as long as I'm not actively channeling, which, oh, hi, man. You know what? I mentioned I'm not a huge fan of them. I tolerate her a little better than I did when I first started playing the game, but I still don't like her very much. She's better than Eris, though. I cannot stand Eris. Eris is just a whiny little brat. Go with that. The extra cast is quite nice for getting rid of these blasted pinheads. And Psychic Leash can make her some decent damage, but... Okay. Okay, now that'll be nice to deal with for a while. Do we have any? You know what? Sure, we'll go with Hera's. That could actually be pretty useful with the double cast. If I can get it to land. Hitch basically, any enemy that's afflicted with it, when you damage one, you damage all of them that have that status effect. Sorry. Okay. Yeah, you can see those little lines pop between them anytime I hit one. That's what that is. Oh, jeez. Evidence. Okay. Dark side. Moonwater could actually be useful. Not super great, but I mean that weird section, that weird in between where I don't have healing completely turned off, but I got it turned down enough that it might actually be worth my time. And I just used up all my uses of it for this region, unless I run into the fountain before I fight Hecate, I guess. But you know what? That's okay. It's a little extra health. I'm not going to complain about it. I don't have enough to buy anything, so we'll just go for the guaranteed Hermes boon and hope we can beat Hecate. Hitch, of course, is completely useless during this phase because, you know, there's one person, but it does trigger the origination arcana that pops whenever the enemy has more than one debuff, so at least there's that. And cue the witches. You can dodge that in the to an extent in the normal fight, but that projectile gets so much faster in the rivals version. Oh boy. Oh boy. Wait, no, that was the real one. Crap, crap, crap. Should go. No. No, which one's the real one? It's this one. Okay, cannot believe I actually won that, but jeez Louise. On 1 HP. That does not bode well. Does not bode well at all. little extra healing and tank a hit instead. Ooh, I still don't have very much time. Okay. Yeah, Vow of Time is going to be nice and good because that's just stressful. And it's screwed me up a few times already. Oh, jeez, okay. Hey, 1 HP. Well, maybe I should. Oh, I probably should have gone Path of Stars. Too late now. Come on. Okay. Oh, yes, that's a very good one. That's nice too, even if it does mean I probably have a lot more magic than I would have preferred. But right. Being able to actually buy healing and have it work properly is a very nice. Well, that's the end of that. Oh, shoot, yeah, okay. Don't hit the ones that have the hearts on them. Save them for last because they're fighting for you. Right, you know this, come on. I don't have... That'll be enough. Yeah, I should be able to manage that, hopefully. Okay, now focus on Roxy because she is by far the most problematic. Okay, one down, half dozen or so to go. Counting all critters separately. Okay, there's two. There goes Jetty. And good riddance. Wrong song. Sorry. But, let's see here. Okay. And there's Charybdis. Okay. Now you do it all again. Just with Charybdis being slightly more annoying. Sheesh, why is Roxy taking so long to go down? She doesn't usually take this long. Good grief. There she goes. Okay. Alright, let's handle Jetty. Okay, skill is down. Come on now. Ooh, jeepers. That's unfortunate. Alright. More Charybdis Tentacle, and then we can deal with Scylla for the last phase again, and there we go. Okay. Let's get ourselves some armor. And keep moving on. Now, seeing as Kronos was the last one to kill me, that means he's a valid target for the Evil Eye. Which means that that's what I will be using in the next region, because... Okay, where's the... Where is it? I'll just grab this one. Oh wait, that one's mine. Okay. Okay, now I've got to find... Okay, there's the branch. Good. Okay, grab the Path of Stars and the extra magic real quick. Wait, did I go past it? Past it. Okay. Interesting. Panacea. Eh. We'll go with that. Hammer, Thrasher, Rapid Moonshot, Milking Swipe. Hammer, Rapid Moonshot. And it doesn't really matter which one I go with because it's going to get replaced, so... What do we got? The Phantom. Oh boy. Wait, how did the mini-boss end up being the one that got charmed? That makes no sense. Well, so much for the armor, I guess, but... Phantom and its healing. At least they nerfed it. It used to be like it would heal half its health off of one shot. It was really annoying. Okay, let's see what Echo's got for me here. Ooh, extra Daedalus Hammer. Yeah. Ooh. That's very nice. If I wasn't, on a timer, I would just sit here and farm until I get back to full health, since there's always, neutrals, but... Why can I never find that blasted bow when I need it? Not to buy anything. Not enough to buy a boon anyway, and that's what I would really want, so... Alright, here we go. Grief. Can you slow down a sec, Cerberus? Good golly. Okay, well. Oh boy. Okay. Sheesh. Alright, well, 3 down, 1 to go. Okay, so like before, we're probably not going to be going out of our way to grab stuff in Tartarus because we don't have time for that, so... We do have some nice healing, though, so that's something. I could use that, but nah. We're gonna go Evil Eye. Wait. Crud. Okay, well, never mind. Definitely not that. Hmm. We'll go with that. Why not? Bit of luck, I might be able to make that last. That buff lasts all the way too. The final boss, which would be very nice because I don't have a special bin right now and I could use it. You could use the buff. Okay. Okay, well, we're doing pretty decent though. Tartarus really is where the Vow of Horde starts to show its chops, so this is getting really annoying. Just keep heading straight ahead on the express route. With the singular exception, like I said, because this is just really good. What do we got? Yeah, we'll go a little grudge. Anything that makes for less health for Grandpa is definitely the play here. Okay. Keep moving, keep moving. Oh wait, no, not that one. Not that one. Hey, what else is there? Why are the arms so big? Crud. I couldn't even see it. Okay. Alright. Jeez Louise, those things are huge. Alright, house is dead ahead. Here we go. And I just got enough. No, that's useless. You know what? Why not? But hey, a little extra health is never a bad thing. Get some armor. We might have a shot at this. We've got a little under 12 minutes. Which is a lot less pressure on that front than it was last time. So we take those. Take those. Alright. Come on. Ooh. And there goes the armor. Okay, well. Alright, no big deal. No big deal. It's the last use we've got of our hex, so... Come on. Oh, no, these are about to go. crud. Ooh, wow, those things, they deal some pretty decent damage, it would seem. Okay, that's phase one. We got 9 minutes left. He's gonna spam that insta kill. So, oh wait, he doesn't usually do it on the same spot twice in a row. Soon enough, he'll start summoning those 10 by the hour lastingies and of healing, which means one of them will be set to healing me because of the way that boon works. Come on, come on, come on. How many of these stupid things did he summon? Ay, caramba. But hey, it worked for the healing at least. And it also healed him to an obnoxious extent. Dang it! Alright, let's, yeah, we'll go with Aspid of Selene for K'Sint. That's always fun. What that does basically is... Watch this. It just basically summons orbital strikes onto the enemy when using it. So, when using your hex. Okay, yeah, let's get rid of the another level of Battle Scars. Just see what happens. Alright, what do we got? Ooh, something solid is always fun. Normally when I take this aspect, I go with the Ares keepsake so I can force a godsend, but we're not doing that. So, and this Hermes boot is not going to be of any use to me whatsoever. Oh well. Yeah, while you're charging the Omega attack, you can block pretty much anything in front of you. For as long as you're actively charging it, because it projects like a little shield sort of type of thing. Let's see. Hera, okay. Yeah, nice try. What? Oh, come on. What the heck? Oh, I see what happened. Okay. Sheesh. Skill issue, that's all. Literally the last one. Okay, well, I have Hephaestus foot boons. Yes, yes, yes. That's very much good. We will take that. Oh, hi, Nan. Okay. What the heck, I mean... that's useless. Okay. Yeah, so as you can see, I'm moving a whole lot slower. It's going to be like that for a few rooms until I can, until that wears off. But then, once it does, these rockets are going to do a whole lot more damage. Okay. All right. Hmm. Ooh, or one of the one time. I don't like that. Sure. Okay. Okay. So we're almost there. Hey, which one is it? That one. Of course. Come on, come on. We're doing pretty decent, I think. Wait, did I just... How did I... That wasn't even close, Hecate. What the heck? Your aim is usually better than that on Rivals. Come on. Oh, for... Oh, okay. Whew. Yeah. Grab that. Well, just keep going. Skyfall is a fun hex. It's just very. It's one of those where it really, you can make it works almost equally well, I would say, between both bosses and just plain mooks. Okay, so let's see here. Definitely that one first. Beat up some. Make it a little more useful against the bosses. Guardians are what the game calls bosses, so. We're doing better, all things considered, I'd say. Oopsie. Wait. Does it not? Huh. Interesting. Very interesting. Okay, security system is nice. It's not great, but I'll take it. Yeah, and I know what I said about Hera being a pain, and that is true, but I'm never going to side against Hephaestus. I don't care how non-optimal it is. I'm just not going to. Okay. Okay. I'm gonna live with you guys. I gotta go handle something real quick, so I will be right back. All right, we're back. Okay, guys, sorry about that. Okay. Now then. I don't really have time to be trying to open up other options. Oh, the King Vermin. Yay. Oh, right, I forgot he has backup now. I haven't played Vow of Shadows much, to be perfectly honest, so I'm not used to the mini-bosses having all these extra helpers. Hey, he's so hard to keep track of. And there we go. Okay. Okay, that could have gone a whole lot worse. We'll go for another Chaos Spoon, why not? Now that I've got enough healing active consistently that I feel like I can do that with the... let's see... That's risky, but it might be worth it. Guess we'll find out. Okay, security system. What the heck? Security system was actually pretty useful there. I'm not a huge fan. It's not a boon I take very often, and I didn't take it on my own volition this time. It's just what Echo decided to give me, but I'll admit it was rather helpful there. Christ, I'm gonna have to start turning off the Vow of Hordes a little down a little ways because this is getting ridiculous. If I don't win this run, well, actually, if I don't win this run, Vow of Scars are going to be the next thing that goes. Because I'm going to shut that all the way off to be done with it, but... After that, if I don't win the run after that, then yeah, we'll be probably turning Vow of Hordes down a notch. Or maybe Vow of Pain, I don't know. Come on, guy, I don't have time for this. Oh, I'm gonna be going into the skill fight with this stupid Chaos Curse, aren't I? Shouldn't have done that. It was a dumb thing to do. What else is... Well, let's see how it goes, I guess. Oh boy. Oh boy, okay. Of all the members of this boss fight to get the featured artist status, Charybdis is probably not the worst. Okay, there goes Jetty, so that should just leave Charybdis' little final phase. Yep. Or not Charybdis, Scylla's little final phase. Okay. Alright, now. Shimmering Rockets. Is that the one I think it is? Yes, perfect. Because that plays really nicely with Hitch, with the Sworn Flourish Hitch thing. Okay. 14 minutes, it's not great. But gotta take what we can get. Ugh, I hate those things. Okay, now then, where's our... Stupid boulders. Come on now. Okay, finally don't have to deal with that. Really. we do it? Okay. Ooh, if I'm lucky, I might be able to. Dang it. Well. Okay, now grab all the smaller ones that aren't going to require a fight first. Alright, now for the Path of Stars. And of course, they just keep coming. Stupid remnants. Now what? Where did you come from? Okay. That should make it a whole lot more useful against, you know, against bosses, because they're the primary target of that. Stupid miasma. Ah, they keep regenerating. Okay, come on, come on, come on. Come on now. Stupid bushes. Look at. Okay, Cerberus, here we go. Come on. Oh, for pity's sake. Ooh, yeah, that Hex really does pretty decent chunk of his health. Ooh, okay. And once again, it comes down to just Tartarus. Okay, now, this time the Evil Eye should be... Yep. Should work, because we died to Kronos last time, so... Why not, right? There's no reason to keep that one. It served its purpose. Okay. Jeez, so many skulls. Good. That is a nice thing with Security System, is that it kind of serves as a... You can just face tank everything for the first few seconds and not have to be too careful about it. Stupid Tenpai. Dang it. Right, because for some stupid reason you can't block the laser beams from those suckers. It's so dumb. almost there now. Dang it. Stupid revenants. Oh, I hate these skulls. Can you stand still for long enough for me to kill you, please? Okay. Okay. Almost there. Iron. Good, but we're gonna go with a rush. Okay. Should be the last chamber before the shop before the boss. Okay. These stupid shield satyrs. Just the worst. Okay. Here we go. Yeah, there goes my armor. Fabulous. What the? Lamia? Okay, that's new. Okay, 1 down, 2 to go, 11 minutes left. What? Ah, Dad! by the one-shot move again. Okay. Sure, let's switch to Novus, why not? Okay. We're going to turn Grit down a notch. Alright. I'm going to love with you guys. This is probably going to be the last run for the night, for the day, because I'm getting... You know what? Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I'm sorry, guys. I was gonna try and go for... see how far it took, but this is taking too long. I haven't had lunch yet, and yeah. We're gonna call it quits for today. So, thanks for watching, but we're done here for today.